Good morning, Mr. Fourth Wall. How is it going? Good to see you in the chat. We do some Qigong first, hard Qigong. And how to improve. Improve what? What are you looking to improve? How's it going? I don't know what you mean by leather work. This is a cotton bag. For conditioning. Yes, thank you, Mr. I am sick. Too sick. This basic cotton bag, right? You fill it up. You fill it up with whatever material you're on. Inside here, there's crushed, small, not crushed, gravel pieces of marble. Because I'm on the earth element, but for a beginner, you would start with something like rice or beans, something like that. No, no, no. In the very beginning, if you just want tougher hands, more stable punches, you do it for 100 days every day. That's how the Shaolin do it for foundational training. Within a month, you will see results. And you do that every day. But if you're hitting something harder like wood or sand, my knuckles are already trained. If you do it harder, then 4 to 5 days out of the week is fine. But I really recommend starting with rice or beans. And do that, even 5 days a week. 10, 20 minutes. You will have basic conditioning. Actually, it's not for just judo chop. We have a hammer fist. I don't know if you are actual martial artists, but there's a strike called a hammer fist. You can do the fist. But I already hit the fist on wood. So and it's not just the palm strike, the back of the hand. Even these fingers here, the finger joints, okay? These knuckles. leopard paw. Here, all of this. Yes, sir. I already know that you need to spar. Thank you for that epiphany. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I already have a video out if you want to just have basic forearm wrist conditioning. You can go check it out. And if you want to make your own medicine, I have a video for that as well. Have you seen some hypertrophy in your hand? No, that's not the point of that. You're not gaining hypertrophy. What you're building is mainly bone density, but that's not what covers your nerves and your blood vessels and the very important acupuncture points or acupressure points in the hand, because all the body's energy systems are located at the ends of your fingers. Okay. See, but the hand gets bigger. If that's what you mean, the hand does get bigger. It increases, of course, in density, in bone mass, in size in general. Calisthenics, I used to do more, but I just do the basics. I like incline push-ups. Got any tips for shins or forearm conditioning? I actually have a short video, maybe 3-4 down. You can check it out on my channel. A partner drill. I have a person, my good friend actually, Michael. He was an ex-CFL player. He's a big personal trainer and a bodybuilder. And I show you that it doesn't matter about the size of the forearm or hand or the height. When you have the forearms very dense, very hard, there's a drill you can do with a partner. So you can check that video out. It's a short, very easy. Okay, it's just a 3-section hitting video. Okay, you know, so you can see which parts to hit with a partner. If you don't have a partner, let me know. I can tell you more. And for shins, do the basic. I don't know if you're a beginner, but you can start with running. Okay, that will put pressure on your shin bones. Hit the heavy bag and hit pads. That is the bare basic for conditioning. After that, if you already do those things, again, let me know, because there's different levels. Yeah, of course. Any kind of strength increase will make you a better fighter. But you need the skill, the technique. You should learn the skill and technique first. Then you can easily add power or strength. how do you improve energy transfer? You need to have a good rooted stance. I can tell you from Kung Fu perspective, the first principle you learn is sinking power, or sinking force, or what they call rooting. That's why they'll have the Shaolin monks, not even the monks, the children, they will hold the horse stance up to an hour to build isometric tension. Along with proper breath work, you have a lot of rooting power, because as we know, the energy comes from the ground. Yes, I lost my mind. Let's see, there was once. I never said I was a monk. Please seek therapy, kid. I can't help you. I'm not a therapist, unfortunately. I'm very sorry for that. Yeah. It doesn't make the hands numb, but you build a bio armor around the nerves and the vessels. You start to feel numb. No, you don't feel numb, because again, if you feel numb, that means the nerves are not working. Please use proper grammar, water bottles. Auto spell exists, kid. If you do that repeatedly, your knuckles will be nothing. Yeah. Exactly. Just because you know some martial art, it doesn't mean you're invincible. And I find it hilarious that I'm training and I get a rise out of people. That just shows me a lot of people have internal issues. Get a job. If you feel numbness, if you don't feel anything, that means in a few years you're gonna have heart problems because your blood vessels are collapsed. So we're not hitting to dead the nerves. No, numb means that you're killing your nerves. I still feel everything, but it's not the damage I receive, right? I don't receive the same damage because the muscle fascia, that's the secret. Muscle fascia, the fascia, right? That is a web that surrounds your whole body, which you can develop, and it protects the nerves, the organs, and the bones. That's what we're developing. It's not even about spots of hardness. The whole hand becomes protected. Okay, there's a bio armor. No, not fascia. 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 Which Western science believed to be irrelevant up until very recently. Yes, it contributes to punch-in power as well, because there's more blood flow, and where blood is, chi follows. Yes, diamond training. Exactly. You know what you're talking about. You have diamond finger, diamond hand, diamond palm. What's your diet? My diet is mainly clean, but there's also herbs that I take, natural herbs, which a traditional martial artist should be using, which I will make a video on that soon. I'll be making a video on the top 5 herbs for martial artists, because you have to understand, whenever you're training very hard, you're affecting your organs, especially the kidneys, which are the 2 batteries in your body. Okay, you have 2 kidneys. The adrenal gland sits on top of the kidneys. This is where bone marrow and bones are connected. Your heart is affected, your lungs, your spleen, your liver. These things you have to keep in optimal shape. Turmeric is one herb, yes, but that's not a super herb. Again, if people are interested, I will be making a video on that soon. Yes, this is toughening, hardening, iron fist training. Who put that up? If stop for a while, do you lose gains? See, the thing is, when you train iron palm training, and let's say you do it for a year and then you stop for a year, it's not that it disappears or dissipates. You have to put in some time to get something. And let's say you stop, but then you start again in a year. It's not like you start from scratch. It's recallable. But you need to put in the time for a foundation. Ginger, dandelion. Yes, sir, good herbs, but that's not what I'm talking about as well. Don't use a rock. I'm not advocating for anybody to use a rock. This is a granite block. Do not start with a granite block. You will permanently damage yourself, especially if you don't have the medicine. Disclaimer, do not use this. Mr. Tommy Cat, good to see you, bro. I'm telling you, just pack a bag with mung beans, a cotton bag, beans or rice, pack it very tight, and hit that every day. In a month, you'll see the difference. No, not old newspapers, no. That doesn't do anything. The basic conditioning, use what the garden offers, okay? Mr. Burrito, come on, man. You can come up with a better name than that. uh, I don't use the knuckles because, again, I already conditioned my knuckles. You can't condition your knuckles with a granite block. But what you can do is also condition your wrists. Get a heavy bag. Get some eyes. And maybe have some patience first, actually. No, your life is gooning, actually. I'm very sorry for that. You don't deal with arthritis in old age. You only deal with arthritis in old age if you have the wrong method. And you're abusing yourself without any medicine and rehabilitation. When you have proper breathwork, qigong, and you have external herbal medicine, and even internal tinctures, your blood vessels and nerves, your blood will flow healthy, everything will be fine. Your bones will be healthy, and most importantly, your organs will be healthy. Good, nice to hear, Tommy Cat. I wish you fortune in your training. Should learn muscle twitching. I don't know what you mean by that. You mean fast twitch muscle fibers? The stress of velocity will create better features on the bag. Incorrect. Mr. Kyle, thank you, my Tommy. This is my brother. I appreciate that, bro. But this will not cause any kind of arthritis if you do it right. Okay, when you watch Karate Goju Ryo, right? They hit very hard, no mercy, and no medicine. This will cause big damage inside your system, 100%. Sometimes people, they can't even wake up and open their hand unless they put it in a warm bowl of water. Okay, that's how bad it is. That's not what we're doing. Brother, go get a heavy bag. Why do these GMO babies keep coming on here and assuming I don't have equipment? That's not a sign of a man. You don't assume. Mr. Gabriel, you're boring. You can go. Same argument from the GMOs all the time. The more you bang, the more you slang, sons. You don't need to do this. You don't need to copy me. And I never advise anybody to copy me. You do your own research and you find out how do you really condition the hands to an optimal level. Again, I find it funny that all I'm showing is my martial arts training and I get a rise out of people. That's actually Comedy Central, man. Yes, this is low. This is low impact, 100%. People say hit it harder. That's not the point of this. You can never hit a granite block hard. Not. It doesn't hurt in the way that people think it does. There's no nerve pain like a sharp cutting. There is a dull pain, which gets better over time. And I always make sure not to overdo it. No, this is not high impact. You know what high impact? This is high impact. That's high impact. When I put force, my hand is very relaxed. That's kung fu, not martial arts. What did I just read? That's kung fu, not martial arts. Wow. What a Twilight Zone moment. I don't even know what I read. Tai Chi wooden dummy, yeah. I have a wooden dummy as well. Not a Tai Chi wooden dummy, but I have a dummy. Yeah, there is pain. There is always pain, but the pain is a sign that everything is working, and the pain cancels out. The noise of it gets dimmer and dimmer, but you never stop feeling a sensation. When you stop feeling a sensation, that means you have killed your nerves. Let's see. Do you know Wing Chun? Yes, that was my first martial art, Wing Chun, over 12, 13 years ago. And I practiced it for 5 years. But there's more to martial arts and Kung Fu than Wing Chun. Yeah, I'll be doing the dummy right after this. And that dummy, that wood, if you know about density of wood, teak wood, T-E-A-K, from Vietnam, is some of the most durable hardwood in the world. Stronger than bamboo, stronger than birch, stronger than fir, cedar. How does my training benefit outside? How does your training benefit you outside training? You mean like an outside world? So this offers an iron will to get through many adversities of life, not just fighting. Okay? Life is a fight. Some people don't have the health to practice. That's a fight. So this really gives you that iron will. Do you know jiu-jitsu or wrestling? I have experience. I have trained jiu-jitsu before. I trained sambo before. And I like that. But if you develop certain claws, like a grip, tendon power, along with conditioning, you're a dangerous person. Tai Chi, no. If you're asking if I have experience. Even the side of the hand, people are making jokes about the judo chop, which is fine. You have a thing in boxing called a boxer's fracture, okay? Where this part can get fractured because of the punch here. When you train the side of the hand, this reinforces that as well. No, my purpose is not to kill my nerves. I keep saying this. Muay Thai, yes. Left way, no. I don't have experience with left way. I haven't knocked out someone and had nightmares, but I have done some damage that kept me up at night. Iron will. Couldn't you get that from lifting weights? I tell you, lifting weights and the amount of resources conditioning takes is two different things. I will tell you, there are levels of iron will. Once you start practicing internal martial arts, like Shiniba, which is the highest form of Shaolin Kung Fu, those are all mind exercises that torture your mind into sheer iron will discipline. You know, you can do this anywhere, it's not a basement. So just make your hands stronger and more dense. On the surface, yes, Mr. Jamal. On the surface. Asking as a martial artist, always looking for different ways to learn. Very good, that's the best way to learn. That's the best attitude to have in martial arts. If I was still narrow-minded, I would have still been practicing Wing Chun. Yeah. Actually, I seen a boxer from Australia, I forget his name. He's lucky. He's a lucky guy. He had a Sifu who showed him basic conditioning with beans in the cotton bag, as I always mention, and he gives him medicine. His hand is conditioned to a level of where he will not incur fractures, sprains, breaks. Okay, he can punch harder, and that's just from beans. Look it up on YouTube. There's a video. I forget the name, but it has to do with pro boxer conditioned hands or something of that sort. But I know he's from Australia. He's an Australian boxer. For people that say this is crazy and boxers don't do it, boxers don't do it because they don't have the knowledge. This is stuff from ancient times. This is from the East. And if boxers did have this, there would be some very dangerous people. Extremely dangerous, especially bare knuckle. But even, you have to think with wraps, right? Hand wraps. And 16, 10, or sorry, 16, 12, 8-ounce gloves, they still get injured. Mr. Travis, it's interesting you said that because kickboxing originated from karate. Most people don't know that. It was just modified in the Netherlands or Dutch. But it was inspired because of the Japanese karate fighters. So I will tell you to mix it up. Learn both. Learn Kyokushin, Shotokan, Goju-Ryu. Learn some Dutch kickboxing. You're a dangerous guy. You look at high-level Eastern fist and hand training, their hands look destroyed. Majority, not everybody. That's why I tell you, my hands, the fingers are straight. They're not crumpled. I can open it very easy. There's no pain. My wrist, very mobile. Okay, I can grip. A lot of people, their hands are crumpled. There's boils here. There's strange things here, you know? That's not what we're doing. After a while, you don't feel pain. That is incorrect. That means you have killed your nerves. You want the river of life flowing, aka your blood flow. Jeet Kune Do would kick your ass. I have trained Jeet Kune Do actually. I love it. Huge boils, but the hand is strong. Yes, but the internal organs are damaged. The internal organs are damaged. And the hand could actually die. You need amputation. And when you wake up in the morning, there's pain because you can't even open your hand without a warm bowl of water. Running your hand through warm water. I don't want to train all that long and then have that result. What was the name of the Chinese martial art you named? Xini, okay? I have experience in this martial art. Xini, okay, spelled Xinyi, or Shiniba, okay? Shin means heart. Yi means mind or intent. So, heart and mind intent. At what point do you start doing that for your martial arts training? I started Iron Fist training about 3 years ago. But you won't find those exercises on YouTube, Jamal. Those are treasures. Okay, let's do the wooden dummy. If the person here that was asking about the wooden dummy or forearms is here, this is how you train your forearms. At an advanced level though. Before this, you would start with bamboo. Because this is very hard wood. This is teak wood. When you look up the durability of teak wood, it's very hard. Ah, Joshua, what a GMO baby. Your mom left you up milk. Go get it. A lot of weirdos on 400 BJJ. Da, 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 da. We're not talking about firearms, so. Anthony, how's it going, bro? Good to see you. Orthodox monk. That's not an offense to me. Okay, now we do the fist because people ask, oh, why don't you condition the fist? Here we go. Mr. One-Eyed, seek therapy. I'm not a therapist, unfortunately. I'm doing well, Anthony. Thank you for asking. Da-da-da-da-da. Some of the best power punches also never turn the fist. Yeah, that's true. Because if you know about the power, if you have power generating from you, you don't need to turn. The torque, of course it helps. The body anatomy, torque the punch. All right, but if you can know how to contract, and you have a very good fa jing, we call that in Chinese fa jing, which is explosive energy. Okay, anybody that's studied, you know about fa jing. How many years have you been training? 13, about 13 years. Okay. And that's why people say, why don't you punch the sandbag? Do you think the sandbag is harder than that wood? That is not the biomechanics of how you create power. How do you create power then? How do you create power? Yeah. 400 BJ. Seek therapy. Seek therapy. That's all I can say. Let's see. I missed a lot of comments as I'm trying to read. Yeah, people have fantasies about firearms. Let's see. Yeah, they have a nihilistic view of the world because they have internal agitations. There is a reason, Elijah, because they have internal problems. But I'm not here to entertain parasites, so. What is my purpose, buddy? Well, my purpose, buddy, is to better my mind, my state of mind, so I can use that to drive this vessel we call a body. Thank you, Mr. Cold. Appreciate it. Ryan, you came back? You got another account? That's creepy, Ryan. But Mr. Ryan, I'm asking you the question: how is power generated? Since what I said about rooting. Yeah, exactly. Power is generated from the legs, from your lower trunk to your hips. Okay? It's a kinetic chain. And this is oak staff. This is great for your wrists as well. Just to spin it. This is not the regular lightweight bow staff that you see. This has actually power. Mr. Ryan, if you can't offer any explanation except E equals MC squared, you will be booted again. Same way lower power can lead to upper trunk rotation, yep. They're just fun warm-ups. I didn't say twisting your arm will not create power. You're right, I did say it won't create more power because there's different levels of power. I'll show you. Here, this is Mr. Bob. He's the XL version. Most people, they don't have this part. Water filled. You can hear the water. I can't even lift him, obviously. This weighs about 220 to 30 pounds. So, let's see. If I strike, what did he say? The rotating, right? So if I strike with a corkscrew punch, right? There's power there. But guess what? I can generate the same power without this corkscrew if you know how to develop your weapons. This is the corkscrew, and this is a regular. I didn't twist. This is me twisting, look. This is me not twisting. Okay. Stop, Mr. Bob Abuse. When you see someone is staggering because the elephant march, what's the first thing you think of that opens up? I like a teep. I like to teep. I like to break rhythm. Teep is not just to keep distance. Yeah, Mr. Bob is already. He's already, as you see here. This is from an elbow. So, hold on. There. Yeah. Mr. Bob. But even body punches. You know. Even the body punches. Hold on, I'll hit him again. People demand that Bob get abused. Sorry, Bob. Alright, even the body punches here. Right? If I twist, this is me twisting, right? There's power. But if I know how to, without twisting, that's without. Same thing with the body hooks. Rotational power. No rotation. Still power. Yeah, it depends. Look, I'll give you the Kung Fu philosophy of why you twist in the beginning. If Mr. Jamal is here, he asked me about Shiniba. The first three punches. Hold on. The first three punches is the basic 1, 2, 3, but you twist. Why do you twist? For the beginner, your hands and the wrist, it hurts. It's not conditioned. So you twist. When you hit something, it doesn't ricochet back into your system. You twist, and the energy doesn't come back to you. Okay, there's no damage done for the most part. So you would go 1, 2, 3. Right? And also the very famous Customado jab to the body, which I love. I'll show you again. Sorry, Bob. When you're here, hold on. So we're not just jabbing like low, right? You slip. Look, you jab, see? And you step. I take a step, and I can pop. See? I take a step here, so I can switch angles as well. And I slip whatever he's hitting me with. I want to get all this guy. This twist also hurts, especially if you hit to the sternum. Okay, if you hit that to the sternum, you go. You keep switching. This one really hurts. But again, if you have the power, if you have conditioning, and you know how to tense before, you don't need to twist. Yeah, keeping your grip. You're loose. You're never tense. At the last moment, you tense up. Right? Regurgitating what you see on YouTube. Actually, it's a real experience. I'm very sorry you never went through that, Mr. Jose. Was that ice behind you? I'm just kidding. Where am I? Corkscrew is made to go around the guard. Not necessarily. Corkscrew, you're talking about like an overhand corkscrew. You have also the straight corkscrew. Okay? And as I said, that torque, any kind of damage you may receive if you hit it straight, boom. It's going to ricochet. It's not going to come back. That's why boxers have so many shoulder surgeries. Don't base your style or your goals off another man, especially Sean Strickland. But you can learn anything from anybody. But you have to understand your own body mechanics, your body size, your own IQ, your heart. How was Ryan insightful? He denied the fact that power comes from rooting, having a strong base. Yeah, exactly. Actually, he did deny it, and he kept putting up E equals MC squared. Ultimate edits. How can I make my wrist strong? I made a video. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. How to condition your basic conditioning for wrists and your hands and even your fingers. Let me see if I should sub. If you scroll back up and reread it, never denied. I think he would have agreed. He didn't agree though. I'm sorry. He didn't agree. And to be honest, he just kept saying the same thing over. E equals MC squared. So look, actually a good example. This is a baseball. Right? I can just throw a regular jab, or I could cork it. Right? Cork. 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 So when I cork it, the difference is I don't feel that full impact to my system. It's true, you can get power out of speed or mass. That's why smaller guys punch faster. You can get power out of speed or mass. True, but if you have mass with speed, that's the ultimate power. And knowing how to generate that in that, having tendon power, that's another thing people don't talk about. Tendon power. What is your experience? My experience is 13 years of martial arts training. That's the first thing you learn in karate so you don't hurt your wrists. Exactly. Exactly, Mr. Steven. Or Stefan, thank you. Mr. Aristal, Pedro. No español, no habla español. Well, Mr. Bang, you can keep defending Ryan or you can stay and learn something. It's up to you. I'm not a professional boxer. Kinetic chain, yes sir, exactly. YouTube professional, 13 years, exactly sir. My channel is 13 years old, spot on. Ice, ice, baby. funny, people talking about size, but they can't even do 10 minutes of this. Yeah, that's how I know a lot of people are low IQ. They don't understand that this offers so much benefits, more than a double end bag. Yeah, and it's easy. Yeah, I didn't drill a hole, or did I? I forget actually. But I think I have a, yeah, I think I have a sharp pokey. And then you just get a springy, make sure it's springy, make sure it's not a rope, because the rope is not going to make it, okay, be so elastic. You want that elasticity. Yes, it is hard to do. Try for 1 week and see how much your peripheral vision, your reflexes, your precision increase, your eye-hand coordination increases. Even you can practice this, right? Right at the last moment you turn. Locks. How can you train in a one small apartment? Actually, when I was living in a condo, I actually hung this up. And this was my training. Okay? Because people downstairs can hear you. Hanging a heavy bag, that doesn't work. This is low vibration, low noise impact. Thank you, Mr. T. Not sure what kind of string that is. It's a bungee cord, if you will. Okay, so it's not a rope, it's elastic. It's very elastic. That's what I meant by not a rope. You can go to even Dollarama, dollar stores, or certain hardware stores and get a bungee cord. Do I have soundproof pads? No. This is a basement. And I'm actually not bothering anybody. Okay, in an apartment, you can shadow box. You do your circuit. What's holding the heavy bag? It's an I-beam or a beam clamp. Okay, so it hangs on the beam. And then you have your regular, okay, your hooks, your anchors. And this is the boy right here. This is the, see, I-beam clamp. You can find that on Amazon. That's where I got it from. What did you say to use? Elastic. You're talking about for the small ball, the elastic rope, elastic string. So it's not a rope. It's a bungee cord. That's what it's called, bungee cord. Is it safe? Yes, very safe. I've been using this. This has been up for over a year. No problem. Like bungee jumping, right? You have the very elastic cords, bungee jumping. You just need a small thin one, obviously, for the baseball. Mr. T, glad to see you back. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Appreciate that. If you learn to dip with head movement and straight punch without getting a small open box, you will develop a great straight. Indeed. Is there a place on the beam I should put it? Don't put it right in the middle, okay? As you can see, my beam is here, all the way here. I have it at the, not the corner, but at the quarter, about a quarter, close to the half. So, but the beam is iron. It's an iron beam. It's not gonna go anywhere. Okay, that's holding up your top floor. So, and I have two beams actually in the basement. No Russian. I'm very sorry. Who is your favorite UFC fighter? Anderson Silva. Jump rope. If they don't hear it downstairs, they're good on the jump rope. But sometimes people complain because you're bouncing up and down, and depends on your the thickness of the floor and if they put soundproof barriers and whatnot. Where did you get that double end bag? Amazon. And this is by far one of the best I've ever used. Hayabusa. If you're in martial arts, you know about Hayabusa. Pricey, but good. And I have different ones. I had Ringside. Which other ones? I had Ringside, Everlast. I've had a few. I've had like 3-4 different double end bags. No, I'm not a professional. This is just my passion. Spider Silva, favorite boxer. That's very hard. I can give you top 3, but I can't give you a. Oh, you're on ground. So brother, you can have a heavy bag stand. Buy a heavy bag stand, you know, and then just hang your heavy bag. If you're on ground, that's a blessing. That's a big blessing. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, favorite box. I don't know. I can't name that. Yes, I do have a Cobra bag, which I'm gonna use after the double end bag. You have gotten me back into working out. My muscles and joints are sore, but it's because I stopped for so long. Great to hear, Anthony. Great to hear. That's why I do this, man. You know, especially for complete beginners. Not you, Anthony, but just beginners in general that want to start something and they're maybe hesitant. That's why I go live, man. I don't go live to show off or do, you know, any of that weird stuff. How many years training? 13. Okay, let's put on the gloves. I have a few gloves as well. These are my favorite though. Hayabusa. I've had these since almost 10 years now. These are 12 ounce. Very sturdy, man. Do you prefer Cobra or floor ceiling? What do you mean floor ceiling? Like a heavy bag? They all have their purposes. And this Cobra bag is a very hard one to hit because the spring is denser. When you see Ryan Garcia hit, the spring, you flick a jab and it goes back and forth. This one you need to really throw in the power. And you're gonna hear power. Do a backflip. What do I look like? A circus? Stop being a JA, exactly. Yes, that's the martial art way. Be courteous, okay? Don't be nice, don't be an idiot. Just a nice guy. Be courteous. Be respectful. Most importantly, be humble. Wearing slides is the dumbest shit. Can you do it though? Do you need boxing shoes? And can you do it barefoot? That's the real question. Mr. Average, you can skip back. I already did training on the wooden dummy. Favorite boxer would be Sugar Ray Leonard, Loma. Hold on. This thing's frozen. There we go. I don't know if people can see or hear me. The camera's not showing. Thank you, Mr. Checks. It's all black. Hold on. Man, it's just not showing anything. I think it freezed out. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's that. Yeah, I guess that concludes today's session. Because I tried to switch the camera. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't want to cancel the whole stream. But I tried to reset it and won't do anything. Well, I hope somebody got some information anyway. Again, guys, go check out my channel. Thank you for the donation, Mr. Checks. Appreciate that. I'll be back on Thursday, hopefully. Okay, check out my other videos. Okay, have a great day. Thank you, everyone.